Welcome, dear friends, to Mark Bajerski YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about crystals for beginners and all the messages that come in throughout the year of "my crystal isn't working, why?" So let's start at the very beginning, shall we? I've done many videos like this before, but it's been maybe a few years, so let's start again. I'm sure there's quite a few listeners that are new to this channel, and welcome with all my heart, welcome. I always want to start off by a story, and the story is one where I didn't believe in crystals. I didn't believe in anything at all. And that's not a cliche. That's not like clickbait. This is real truth. I didn't believe in anything. So when a client gave me a crystal, I just put it in my pocket. I didn't think about it. I didn't know why she gave it me. At the time, I was doing healing sessions, but crystals wasn't really part of my journey at all. I wasn't thinking about crystals. I was thinking about these hands and what can come through these hands to help my client. So when a client gave me a crystal, I put it in my pocket, but for some reason, I started taking it out of my pocket and just putting it onto the client while they were asleep. No idea why. Nobody told me to, never read any books on crystals, didn't know how to use them, just put it on took it off. And I don't know how long for, it could have been a week, 2 weeks, it could have been a little bit longer, don't hold me to it, I don't know. But what I do know is that it was in my pocket when I'd finished, put it back in my pocket. Many people used to call me and say, "Do you want to go for a coffee?" At the time, because I was a healer and they just wanted to chat. And these are clients that I'd worked on prior to becoming their friend. So, yeah, sure. I decided to have a coffee with one lady, and she brought a daughter. A daughter came, we both sat just having a chat, and the little daughter, only a small girl, playing around, kind of bored, and I took this crystal out of my pocket, put it down. As soon as I put it, no idea why I took it out of my pocket, no idea why I had it in my hand, no idea why I put it on the table, just did. Within seconds of doing that, the little child shot round and grabbed the crystal. Never let it go. We left, never thought about the crystal. Again, not even part of my thinking. So it meant nothing to me. So she took it and never even thought anything of it. A few weeks later, the phone rang. It was the same lady. And she said, "I've got to tell you something, Mark." And I'm like, "What?" Panicking. "What?" As I do, as you do, as a naughty kid at school. What have I done? She said, "My daughter has had night terrors forever. Every night she wakes up screaming." And I'm wondering why she's telling me, like, "Oh, do you want me to do a healing session?" I'm thinking in my head, what do you want me to do? And she said, "But the strangest thing has happened." I'm like, "What?" She said, "The night terrors stopped." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And she said, "And the only reason and the only way that happened was the crystal." I've forgotten about the crystal. And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "The crystal that you gave my daughter." I'm like, right now I don't understand what you're on about at all. Please explain. She said, when she had that crystal in her hand, she never let it go. She held it, she kept it, she wouldn't allow anybody to touch it, and then she slept with it. And she said, "No night terrors." My thinking as an auctioneer, my thinking of non-belief in this, still trying to understand energy and learning it, and yes, there is magic, but I don't really understand it. Certainly don't understand crystals, but what do you mean? Could it have been that something happened to her? Did you change your food? Did you change your diet? Did you put music on at night that you didn't do before? What have you done differently? Nothing, Mark. Okay, other than this crystal. Yes, okay, now I'm listening. So it was that brought me onto crystals. And if you want to know right now where I am, I work with about 100 crystals a week. If I said to you I work with maybe 300 crystals a week, different ones. If I said through a month I work with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of crystals. It's where I am now. Because what I realized is that one crystal that I sat and thought about, why was it that that crystal helped that child from night terrors? I realized that when I took that crystal out of my pocket and I was working on clients, I realized I was working on clients with head issues, with stress in their mind, with terrible sleep patterns. And I realized that I was putting this crystal on people's forehead, or at the side of the head, or at the back of the head. So, is there a connection between the crystal, what I was doing with that crystal, how I was working on my clients, and what was coming through these hands going into the crystal as a memory? And now that memory is inside that crystal. I give it to somebody else, and that healing energy that's healed all those clients with issues with their mind, with sleeping, with nightmares, all the problems they had, that I'm like, wow. I'm remembering my clients afterwards saying I have terrible nights that I can't sleep and I have nightmares, and wow, there must be something in this. The pursuit of understanding pure energy healing, putting energy into the crystal, then giving it to your client, and then the client benefiting from it, is where I am today after 20 years. And I do it every day. So I've got groups of crystals here and there. I put energy into them by way of like a healing session, and then they go online and people are pulled to a certain one, and then they often say, very often, that this crystal feels different. This crystal has energy. Crystals all have energy. They have their own base energy, and they all are healing. But to add energy to them, like Dr. Emoto talked about, when you drink water, if you send love into that water, if you put even writing on that glass and that water's in there, it will generate a stronger energy of love by way of freezing it, taking photos and seeing the difference between the beauty of that and then a cup of water which you say horrible things to, and it generates a dirty, mucky, disgusting freezing of a drop of water and taking a photo of it. The difference between love and hate. So my feeling is that I'm often accused of double standards when I talk about this, but I think that generally a crystal, a whole crystal that's been worked upon thousands of years, millions of years, that comes out, it has a frequency that I believe only holds the memory of healing, whatever high frequency that is. It dispels dark energy, whereas water is new, it's fresh, it's not been created. The crystal isn't really thousands and millions of years old, so it's easily manipulated in energy. So that's why I think when you drink water, you say beautiful things, then drink the water. Easy, quick, fast. With a crystal, I don't think you could put dark energy into it. I've never come across a crystal that's been dark. So that's kind of like how I see it, but hey, you can have your own thoughts. You might not want somebody nasty to touch your crystal. No problem. I don't have an issue with anybody nasty touching my crystals because I know the crystal is more powerful than somebody's nastiness. And I don't believe that they can retain that nastiness in a crystal. So that's kind of like baseline where I am. It's how I see crystals. So let's start at the very beginning. Even though we've gone 10 minutes into it, it's good to know who I am a little bit and how I've started my work and where I am now. On my website alone, on markbajewski.com, there's over 15,000 crystals that each piece I've worked on and put pure energy healing into it. So it's been 2 decades and all my crystals are on there. So that said, let me just hold a beautiful, very common, well actually this is a little bit more than common because this one is very high quality and this is beautiful. Look at it. It's rose in colour and they call it quartz, so it's a rose quartz. So imagine you've been gifted a crystal, or you've bought a crystal from your local crystal store, or you've gone to mattbayerski.com and your crystal has come, and you have no feeling, you don't feel anything happens. Depends on where you are, how you feel, what your energy is like, and so on. So it's to do with density of energy and frequency that you are vibrating on. So if you are really, really sensitive, if you are feeling very happy and strong, it's really easy to feel the energy of a crystal. It's easy. When you are in a dark, unhappy, unhealthy, sick place, it's very hard to feel the energy of a crystal. Sometimes you can be overwhelmed by that feeling, but the majority of times it's not that easy. It's a bit like it's like me telling you a joke when something really bad's happened. You're not going to laugh at it. It doesn't mean anything because you're in a bad place. So it's the same when you're in a bad place, So that said, depending on what level of energy you feel, if you feel happy, great. The chances are you're going to feel this more. If you're not feeling great, if you've got disease, if you're feeling sick, if you're feeling down, if you've got grief, any kind of negative energy, it's going to take a little bit of time. Why? Because the crystal is doing its job. So first of all, you never choose a crystal. That is the truth. That's a corny line, but it's true. The crystal always chooses you. Now we say that because the crystal that you are drawn to has a frequency that is needed for you. So, for no reason, you'll pick a crystal up. For no reason, you'll feel drawn to a crystal. There is reasons. The crystal has chosen you because it's vibrating at the frequency that will ultimately melt away whatever issues you have inside. So the crystal is a healer and it will heal you in a specific way. And each crystal has a specific frequency for you to help you in a certain way. Now here's where it becomes really, really challenging. All the books tell you, nearly all of them, this is my knowledge because people have told me, that a crystal will do this for you. But that's not true, because I can give you this crystal and you can say, I feel my heart exploding, it's incredible. And then I can give it to a man next to you and he'll say, I don't feel anything. Give it to somebody else next to them and they'll say, oh, my head was going all over the place. Then give it to somebody else there and they'll go, I got all tingly all over my body. 4 different people, 4 different outcomes. Therefore, the crystal works on you very differently than other people. So when you read books and they tell you this is what they do, not always. There are some kind of, I would say, similarities. There are some kind of, okay, I get it. If you put a morsitsit in your hand, it will clear a lot of darkness, but it clears it in different ways on different people, and it works differently. It might happen instantly, or it might take a little bit of time. So, but there are similarities in that sense. Okay, morsitsit really helps clear dark energy, which isn't your energy. It's attachments, it's negative energies, it's demonic energies. Morsitsit from Burma really does have that frequency in clearing that away. That is what I recognize. But not every crystal will work the same. So if I put morsitsit in 10 different people's around their neck, they will feel differently, completely. So it's always good to know that a crystal will work with you differently. So when you say, I bought a piece of moldavite and it never did anything, well, and then somebody next to you will say, oh, it just blew me away. Who's right and who's wrong? And how do you know if you are not feeling anything? I know people that work with crystals and never felt anything for a day, and then the next day they said, oh, this crystal's amazing. Did you know that some people wear crystals and don't even know that their frequency and energy's changed? I've met people 2 weeks later wearing a crystal that I gave them, and I'm going, wow, you look different. And they'll go, really? I say, yeah, you look really relaxed. And they'll go, oh my God, you're right. I do feel relaxed. So, well, last time I met you, you were stressed. Remember that? Oh, you're right. I do feel better. Sometimes you don't even know it. Sometimes you don't even realize it. It's so close, you can't see it. That said, how do you work with crystals when you first get a crystal? 15 minutes in, let's start with that first perfect question. How do you start working with a crystal? My belief is that you should go to a crystal shop, go on site to a trusted website that you want a crystal, and feel the crystal. See which one makes you react. Like when you read a book, you can read 40 pages and then one page will just blow you away. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for that reaction. Doesn't matter how you react, it's a reaction. Or, goose, oh my God, that feels right. That's the one I want. Or any of them feelings. Go with the first gut feeling. Don't continue scrolling like women do. Oh, maybe there's a better one. Stick with that one, what came out. Trust your spirit's guidance, because your spirit is telling you that's the one. And the crystal is screaming to you, saying, you are for me, I'm for you. Once you've got that crystal, there's got to be some kind of excitement and trust. There's got to be some kind of happiness and joy involved. If you are frustrated, if you are angry, if you are sad, if you're depressed, and you're expecting that crystal to give you, them expectations can really kill it. When you get your crystal, be thankful for it. You've heard of gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful energy. It's not a word, it's an energy. It's an acknowledgement of something that you're going to start to work with. So what I'm saying is, when this crystal comes to you, when that crystal that you've seen comes to you and you think, I don't know why, but I want that crystal. Very good. That's it. When it comes, say thank you. And then begin a partnership. That's the best way that I could explain this. You are now become partners. This is going to be your partner in light. It's going to be your partner on your journey. And you're going to work with this. You don't know how long, doesn't matter. You don't know how long it's going to take, doesn't matter. I don't know when it's going to make me feel better, doesn't matter. You're my partner and I'm going to work with you. And what I'm going to do is promise you, I'm going to promise this crystal that you're staying with me. I'm going to take you everywhere. You're going to work with me. I'm going to sleep with you. I'm going to meditate with you. I'm going to basically, me and you are going to be inseparable. And I believe in you. This is a good start. If you start straight away by saying, okay, what's happening? Nothing's happening. You've killed it. First of all, you're working for your brain. Tell your brain to shut up. Your brain is like, I don't want you to meditate. I want you to get up and do something else. Listen to me. That's what your brain's doing. So what is your brain's telling you about the crystal? What are you doing with that? Don't even look at that. Forget about it. It's not doing anything. Tell your brain to shut up. Your brain has no understanding about energy. It doesn't understand about healing. Your brain doesn't understand nothing other than what it's been programmed. Your brain knows nothing about crystals and energy. So tell your brain to shut up and pay attention. Watch and be still. So just like if you meditate and your brain tells you to stop meditating because you should be doing something else, tell it to be quiet. No, you're not involved in this. I'll let you know when I need you. And when I need you is when I'm crossing the road looking left and right. Thank you very much, brain. That's exactly what I need you for. Other than that, shush. So by doing that, by eliminating the brain, by eliminating this need, this frustration, this anticipation of what I need, like, let all that go. You've got all the time in the world to work with the crystal. If you are expecting, if your expectations of this crystal, if you've already made your expectations, you're going to be let down. You're going to be let down because your expectation is killing the connection. Your expectation is looking and waiting and what's wrong and why isn't it happening? Kills it. Kills everything. So You get your crystal, you're my mate, we're going to work together. I'm going to pick you up often. I'm going to sit, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to self-heal, I'm going to just feel. I'm just going to feel. I'm just going to sit and see what happens. And that is a really good foundation to start with crystals. So what I do is this. I sit down, not trying to feel anything. I'm just sitting down and I'm going to hold a crystal. So I'm going to do it right now and talk to you verbally as how I would work with this crystal. So breathing is always lovely because what you're trying to do is heal your body. Your breath work is fantastic because as soon as you breathe in, it's like electrifying all your body. So breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Don't look for anything, don't expect anything, but just be aware. If anything pops up, okay. So right now, as I'm feeling this crystal and breathing through my nose, I've got healing taking place here. I've got healing taking place here. Now I can tell you this as a fact. I've got issue with my jaw. I've got a little bit of issue with my ear. So that's amazing. And when I say that, I don't mean that I'm in pain all day. No, not at all. But it's funny how something feels like it's working. Something's happening here and I'm feeling pain like I've never felt before. Oh, well done. This acknowledges and knows that there's something that needs healing here and that's what's happening. When you are working with crystals, intention is very important to a degree. So if I want to intentionally work with this crystal and know what's my higher self, if I want to know what my path is, if I want to know, help me see more and connect more, then it would be a different feeling as I sit down. I never interfere with the crystal if it wants to show me something that I didn't say that. I wanted you to do something. No. I sit here and whatever comes through, comes through. If I'm thinking I'd like to get some clarification on a certain subject, I'll sit there and that kind of intention went out there in my thought, but I'm not going to expect anything. Just see. If, however, something comes up that is different from what I expected, great. Bit like when I do readings on clients, they want to ask me something, they don't. When I finish the reading, they go, you know what, I got a lot of questions to ask you, but what you've just told me is exactly what I needed. Can you imagine? Same with the energy of crystals. They give you what you need. So this will give me what I need through my week, month and year. I just have to allow it. I got to flow with it. I've got to relax. I got to enjoy. I feel that beautiful energy of magic and anticipation. If nothing happens, nothing happens. That's beautiful. You know, I used to give people readings, future readings in a room. And like somebody had hold their hand up and said, you never read for me. I'll say that's probably because you didn't need anything. And that means that you're in a good place. And that's wonderful. Oh, actually, you're right. I didn't. No, actually, I do feel great. Yeah, exactly. I gave a reading to all of them because they needed help. So, hey, instead of getting stressed, if you don't feel anything, maybe you didn't need anything at that moment. However, if you're not in a good place, it's hard to feel things. It's hard to feel that there's healing taking place. But there is. Let me give you a great example. I used to have big blokes come because their wives used to tell them to. And they used to sit down not believing in anything, not feeling anything. And I used to sit down and I used to give healing. And I might put a crystal next to their head and I'd think, whoa, there's a lot going on in there. A lot of work to do here. So I put my hands over them. I've got my crystals there. It can take like 50 minutes to bore through all of that heaviness, all of that negativity, all of that stress, anger, all of that suffering to eventually get to the point where, I feel something. It took 30 minutes. They never felt anything for 30 minutes, but that 30 or 40 minutes were the most powerful 40 minutes of their life because we are breaking through, we are smashing away, we are clearing, we are melting away all that needs melting away till a point where, oh, I feel something now. Right, okay. But because you didn't feel anything for that 40 minutes doesn't mean it isn't working. It just means that you're so stressed. There's so many walls that you've created around you because of fear and worry, and you don't want people to hurt you. You create walls around you. Trust me, you do, around your heart. This crystal is bashing them away, smashing them away, clearing them away until, oh, I felt something with the crystal, Mark. Yeah, of course you did. Sometimes it takes time. And now I'm explaining why it takes time. And I hope you understand this. And what I'm sharing with you today are keynotes in the understanding of why sometimes crystals don't work. But then they do. So what happened? Did the crystal just magically work? No. They've been working from the first moment they saw you. And I'll tell you something which is ultra massive. There've been clients that have called me up and said to me, Mark, I need help. And I say, I will help you. The phone goes down. They come in to see me and say, you know what, Mark, when you put the phone down on me, I felt the healing start straight away. And I'm like, wow. The healing isn't me. The healing is the universe. The healing is Mother Earth. The healing is what Mother Earth gives us. When you choose that crystal, don't be surprised that the healing doesn't start as soon as you choose it. There is something phenomenal about the energy of crystals. There is no time and space in the world that I work in. And the magic that I've seen in 20 years have been so overwhelming, so beautiful, that I just want you to breathe, relax, believe, trust, flow, and enjoy the moment. Enjoy your time together with your crystal. Work with it, love it, appreciate it. And the more you do, the more you realize how powerful it is, the more it will show you how powerful it is. There is a partnership between crystal and spirit that once that connection becomes evident, there is something that can't be explained in words or writing, but you expand, you heal in so many ways. So I'll leave it at that because we're on half an hour. I have plenty of videos on here. Just go to my Mark Bajewski Crystal channel and just listen to the crystal descriptions, what they do, what I felt they do, and see which one feels right for you. And start today. You don't have to start with an expensive moldavite. Start with a lovely piece of amethyst, of citrine, of rose quartz, of tiger's eye, whatever feels like, oh, I'd like to work with that, and work with it and just see. Enjoy the journey. Get rid of your expectations and make it happen by way of, you know what, I don't believe in this, but I'm going to try. I'm going to give it a go and we'll see what happens. That's the best way to start with crystals. Well, have a lovely day, and thank you for going to markbajewski.com and buying your authentic crystals, incense and oils. I hope they make a difference in your life, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, just let me know and I'll do a part 2 and a part 3 and a part 4, because crystal conversation never ends. It always evolves. It's always amazing, and there's so many miracles with crystals that I could talk to you for 20 years of working with them and clients. And if you ever are really interested in crystals, then head over to the Pure Energy Healing Academy, and we have a crystal course, 4 days crystal course. You'll love it. Take care.